And go ahead and start the recording and read the waiver, and we'll go ahead and get started. In order to make these classes as freely accessible to our participants as possible, we will be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of class. Participation in this online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury, and by participating, you assume the risk of injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure that you move nearby furniture and other potential hazards. If you're participating in yoga class or class involves lying on the ground, we recommend using a mat if you don't have a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to stop if they experience pain or injury and should seek appropriate medical advice and care as needed. William Ray Health and Wellness strongly recommends that each participant have an annual physical examination. Follow the healthcare advice of your provider before participating. Okay, getting faster every time. We're going to go ahead and get started in child's pose. Bring those big toes together, knees wide. Melting your chest down towards your mat. Really spreading those fingertips wide. Feeling where your forehead connects into the mat. Imagine all your stress or tension releasing out of your forehead and into the mat. Pressing your hips back towards your heels. Rolling your shoulders away from your ears. Taking one last deep breath in here. One last deep breath out. Walking both hands over towards the right, pressing that left hand on top of your right hand, really stretching out your side body here. Then coming back to center and going over toward the left, pressing your right hand on top of your left hand this time. Coming back to center. Then coming up onto your hands and your knees for tabletop, making sure that your wrists are right underneath your shoulders and your knees are right underneath your hips, really pulling that core up and in. Then starting to drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, look up towards the sky for cow. And exhale into cat, arching your back, looking towards your thighs. Good, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Coming back to that neutral spine, really pulling that core up and in to protect your lower back, extending that right arm and your left leg, tapping those fingers and toes down. Inhale up, and exhale, squeeze elbow to knee. Good, inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up, and exhale, bend. Going one more at your own pace. Then leaving your arm and your leg extended, reach around, grab onto your foot or your ankle, and kick into your hand, coming into crossbow. This helps stretch your hip flexor, your shoulder, your back. Coming back to that extension, releasing your hand and knee down, going straight to the other side, your left leg and your left arm and your right leg. Tapping those fingers and toes down, inhaling up, exhale, elbow to knee. Good, inhale, extend, exhale, lower, inhale, up, and exhale, bend. Doing that one more time. Pausing in that extension, and then reach around, grab onto your foot or your ankle, kicking into that hand, coming into crossbow on this side. Really spreading those fingertips of your planted hand wide. Coming back to that extension, back down to tabletop, crossing your ankles, coming back to a seat, sitting up nice and tall, rolling those shoulders back, bringing your right ear to your right shoulder. Coming up to center, bringing that left ear to your left shoulder. Inhale to center, look down towards your lap. Then look up towards the ceiling. Taking some neck circles here. Moving super slowly. And then switching directions. Last one on this side. Okay, coming back to center, inhale your arms out and up. Exhale through heart center and down. Good, inhale up. Exhale lower. Last time, inhale. Tipping over towards the right, bringing your forearm or your hand down to the ground and opening up to the side. Again, stretching your side body here. Then coming back up and going to the other side. Try to make sure both hips stay down on the ground. Shooting energy out of that top hand. Inhaling back up to center, and then twist towards the right. Bring that left arm across your right thigh. Coming back up to center, twisting towards the other side. That right arm comes across your left thigh. Coming up to center. Last thing, folding forward over those cross legs, kind of rock side to side to help open your lower back and your hips. Walking your hands back up to center. Then we're going to bring our legs nice and wide on our mat. Sitting up nice and tall, making sure that your feet are flexed and your toes are facing towards the back and not caving in towards the front. That helps protect your knee. Lengthening your spine and very gentle forward fold. We're not warmed up yet, so don't fold too far. Getting into that fascia, your connective tissue, before we start getting into your muscles. Pressing yourself back up to center, crossing your ankles and coming into a tabletop. And then flipping your right hand over so your palm faces the sky and your fingertips face your left hand. And lean over towards the left. Stretching out your wrist here. Coming back up to center, touch every fingertip to your thumb. Then go back the other way. Then flip your hand over so that your fingertips face your body. Your palm is still down on the ground like a normal tabletop. And then rock forward and back a little bit, or maybe stay back. You can rock forward and back on that hand, then coming onto your fingertips and then pressing your hand down. That stretches out your forearm. Then shaking that wrist out, placing that hand back down on the ground, flipping your other hand over so your left palm faces the sky and your fingertips face your right hand. Then lean over towards the right. Coming back up to center, touch every fingertip to your thumb one by one. Then go back the other way. Flipping that hand over, so now your palm is down and your fingertips face your body. Rock forward and back if you would like to, or stay where you feel the stretch the most. You can come up onto your fingers and then press that palm down again. Then shaking out that wrist. Good, coming back to your tabletop. Tucking your toes under and pressing back to downward facing dog, pedaling out your feet here. Spreading those fingertips wide. Coming to stillness, and then inhale up onto your tippy toes and exhale your heels down. Good. Inhale up, exhale lower. Last time, inhale and exhale. Looking forward towards your hands, start to walk your feet up to a forward fold. Just hanging out here, you can bend your knees, grabbing onto opposite elbows, swaying side to side. Nodding your head yes and no. Taking a deep breath in here. Exhale, deep breath out. Releasing your bind, and then inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, forward fold. One vertebrae at a time, coming up to standing. Your head is the last thing to come up. When you get to the top, inhale your arms out and up, tipping over towards the right, bring that right hand down to your right leg. Coming up to center, then over towards the left, bring that left hand down. Coming up to center, and then bringing your hands to heart center, rolling those shoulders back and closing your eyes here. Feel your feet connected to the mat, that micro bend in your knees. Your core is engaged. Your shoulders are relaxed, back and down. Relaxing your face, especially the muscles next to your eyes. Notice the difference in your body between now and when we started class just a few minutes ago. And thank yourself for making this difference. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Start to open your eyes. And then inhale your arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring those hands down, stepping back to plank, holding here, warming up your core. Imagine you're pressing the ground away from you with your hands. Holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees down to the ground, and then lower your body down to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, whatever feels better to you here. And exhale back to downward facing dog, pedaling out those feet. Then coming down to a tabletop so we can start working those butt muscles. Really spreading those fingertips wide, starting with that great foundation. Make sure you're keeping a little micro bend in your elbows and not like hyperextending your arms when they're here, or else they can start to get sore. Start to extend that right leg behind you, tapping that toe down, and then inhale it up. Good, tap it down, inhale up. Keep going at your own pace here. Nice, slow, and controlled movement. Trying not to let your back arch too much. Let's keep lifting for 3. Last 2. And 1. Hold at the top and pulse that leg higher. Make sure you keep breathing here. Also try to lift up and out of that standing leg. So you're not like dumping into your hip, you're really engaged and pulling up and out of that leg. Keep pulsing for 3, 2, 1, then bend your knee, kick it up higher, and then back to that 90-degree angle. Little donkey kick pulse here. Slow it first. Either point or flex your toe. You can always come up onto like gorilla fist, onto your knuckles, or down onto your forearms if your wrists are hurting. Let's keep going for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top and pulse that leg higher. Even when you think you're the highest you can go, you can probably go higher. So push yourself here. Keep going for 3, 2, 1. Replacing that knee back down to meet your other knee. Then you're gonna open to a fire hydrant, kick that leg out, bend it again, bring your knees together. Good, so open, kick, unkick, and close. Keep going at your own pace. Notice how this really works the side of your hip of that standing leg, as well as the outside of your quad on your kicking leg. It also works your obliques to help lift that leg up. Again, remembering any of those hand variations. Just 2 more of these. Last one. Last exercise on this leg before we switch legs. We're going to tap that knee down on the outside of our left leg. Then bring it up. You're going to bring it into your elbow. Good. Bring it across, tap it down. Bring it up to that donkey kick. Squeeze it into your elbow. Nice. Going nice, slow, and controlled. So you're moving with muscle control and not momentum. Tap. Extend to that donkey kick. Squeeze it into your elbow. This is hitting a lot of muscles here. That side glute is working a lot. Your abs should be feeling this as well. Let's do one more. Coming back to center. You can stay where you are or switch around if you're going to kick a wall, if you kick with that same leg. Then we're going to do the same thing on the second side. So extending that left leg back, tap it down, and inhale it up. Remembering the same things on this side, really spreading those fingertips wide, pulling up and out of that hip so you're not dumping your weight into your right leg. Keep breathing and keep pulsing for 5, 4, 3, last 2. Last one, hold at the top and pulse that leg. Remembering you can always come down onto your forearms. Keep going for 3, 2, 1, and then bend that knee, pulse it up and down. Slow pulses at first. Last 4, 3, 2, last one, hold at the top and pulse that leg higher. I know you can do it. You can always take a break in child's pose and rejoin when you're ready. Keep going for 3, 2, 1, releasing that leg down, taking a 1-second break. Okay, that's enough of a break. And then bringing your leg out to a fire hydrant, kicking it out, bending it, bring your knees back together. Good, keep going at your own pace here. Noticing all the muscles that are working. Really focusing on that muscle contraction. That can help improve your results. Your mind is so powerful. Let's do 2 more of these. Last one. Last exercise on this leg, we're going to tap that knee down on the outside of our other leg, bring it up to the sky, and then elbow to knee. Knee to elbow, I mean. And then tap it down on the other side, back for that donkey kick, knee to elbow. Okay. Keep going at your own pace, moving with your own breath. You don't have to be moving at the same pace as me. Let's do 2 more of these. Last one. Coming back to that tabletop and back to a child's pose, this time with your knees together and your arms behind you. This helps release your lower back. Taking one more breath in here. Deep breath out. Coming back up to your tabletop and back to downward facing dog. We're going to stretch out those legs a little bit. So bringing that right foot forward in between your hands, coming down onto your back knee for low lunge. First, pausing here. And then bring your hands up to your thigh if you would like to. And then you can leave your right arm on your right thigh and extend that left arm up and over your head. And bring your hands down inside of your front foot. You can stay here, or you can flex that right foot and bring your knee out to the side. Again, you can stay here, or come down onto your forearms. And if you want to do more, you can extend that right arm to the back and maybe grab onto your left foot. This is a great quad stretch. Holding here for one more breath in. Exhale, releasing all your binds, coming up onto your hands, and then pressing back to half splits, straightening that front leg, flexing your front foot. Try to lengthen your spine a little bit, then fold a little deeper over that leg. And then tilt your toes over towards one side of the mat. Bring your toes back to center, tilt towards the other side. Stretching all 3 muscles of your hamstring. Bring those toes back to center. Leaving that left arm down, inhale your right arm up. Bring that hand back down, coming back forward to that low lunge. Tucking your back toes under, stepping back to plank. Switching sides by bringing that left foot forward this time. Pausing in your low lunge on this side. Making sure that your front knee is directly over or slightly behind your front ankle. If you would like to, you can come up onto your thigh. And then either stay here or leave that left arm on your left leg and extend your right arm up and over. And bring your hands down inside of your front foot. Pausing here in lizard, or flexing your left foot and bringing your left knee out to the side. And then coming down onto your forearms, then extending that left arm to the back and maybe grabbing onto your right foot. Pausing here. Taking one more deep breath in. Exhale, releasing back up onto your hands and then back into that low lunge. Half splits. Really flexing that front foot. Trying to square your hips by pulling that left hip back and pushing that right hip forward. And then leaving that right arm down, lift that left arm up to the sky for a twist. Coming back to center, and then back to that low lunge. Tucking your back toes under, pressing back to your plank, and back to downward facing dog, pedaling out your feet here. And then coming down onto your knees, you can either sit on your knees or sit crisscross applesauce, whatever feels better to you, really just sit in a comfortable way. We're gonna start working our arms a little bit. So for these exercises, we're not gonna use weights, so it's really important to have that mind-muscle connection, really focus on what muscles are working, and they can be really effective exercises. So rolling your shoulders back, we're gonna start to inhale our arms up like you have wings, and exhale your arms down. Good, keep going like that. Making sure that your shoulders stay down. Also trying not to move your ribs too much. Imagine they're like knit together at the top. Really engaging that core as you lift your arms. This next one, pause halfway down. We're gonna go all the way up and halfway down. This is a really good shoulder exercise. It also works the back of your arms, so your triceps, as well as the muscles around your collarbones. And then pause halfway down. We're gonna do the other half. So coming down and then halfway up. Imagine you're like a graceful swan. If you like arm exercises like this, there's a workout video called Ballet Beautiful, and that's where most of these exercises come from. So definitely check that out if you want more like no weight, but still effective arm exercises. Let's do two more. The last one. And then extend your arms out from your shoulders at like 45-degree angles. We're gonna cross them over, open up, and then cross over the other way. And then keep going at your own pace. These are called crossovers. Very fitting. Making sure your arms are nice and straight. Keep going for 3, 2, 1, and then bring your arms out to the sides a little bit beneath your shoulders and draw C's, really rotating your fingers underneath and bring your hands back up to make that C shape in the air. The more you rotate your pinkies underneath, the more you're engaging the back of your arms. Keep going. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Bringing those arms up towards the sky, clasping your hands together, bring your hands back, and then up for a tricep dip. When you get to the top, really squeezing your triceps. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your arms out to like goalpost arms, going halfway down and then all the way up. Again, really making sure your shoulders are down and back. I'm not sure if you can hear my shoulders cracking every single time I go down, but it's pretty loud. And then pause halfway down. We're going to go the other half, then back up. Imagine you're pressing something heavy away from you when you go back. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Our last exercise, we're going to bring our hands down to our hips, then extend them back, really engaging your tricep. Hands back to your hips. Good. Press them back, engage your tricep, and back. After this, we're going to take a quick little arm stretch and then do a few more arm exercises combined with our ab exercises. Keep going for 3, 2, hold at the top and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Releasing that, bring that right arm across to stretch out your upper arm and shoulder. Bring your hand back for that tricep stretch. And then stretching that left arm across your body. And bring it back for that tricep stretch. Releasing that, we're going to do a few ab exercises. The first 2 also work your arms. So coming down into a plank on your knees, making sure that your hips are a little up from the line of your shoulders, so you're not in a straight line like you usually hear. Then bring your hips down to one side, bring them back up, tap them down to the other side, coming into these plank hip dips. So good for your obliques. Really pressing up and out of your shoulders. You can always do this on your toes too. I like it better on my knees, but it is up to you. Let's do 3 more to each side. Last 2. Last 1. Holding in this plank position, we're going to start to come up onto our right palm, then our left palm, and then down to our right forearm, then our left forearm. We're going to do the same thing going the other way first. So left, right, and then continue at your own pace. You're just going up and down. If you get confused about which side you're on, it really doesn't matter that much. Let's do 1 more on each side. Last 1. Holding this plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Releasing back, coming all the way through so you can lie down. Making sure you have enough room to lie down. Let's lie down controlled, 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring your legs to those 90-degree angles, your hands down by your sides. You're going to tap that right toe out and down and bring it back up. You guys know I love this ab exercise. It's really good for your lower abs and for stabilizing your lower back, which is so important. Really make sure you're pressing your back down into the mat, so there shouldn't be a gap, especially underneath your lower back. Let's do 1 more on each side. Last 1. We're going to bring our feet straight up towards the sky. Flex your feet. Bring your hands behind your head. You're going to touch opposite hand to opposite ankle. Coming back down, going to the other side. This is again really good for your obliques, which are those side abs. Every time you're crossing the midline of your body, you're working your obliques. Last one on each side. Holding your legs up, bring them back to that 90-degree angle thing. Bring your hands straight out from your shoulders, coming into dead bugs. So we're going to extend our opposite arm and opposite leg, coming back up to center, and go to the other side. This is our last ab exercise. You guys got it. Again, really pressing your back down to the ground. Last one on each side. Nice, coming back to center, hugging your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Bringing your hands onto your knees, taking your knees in little circles. And then go back the other way. This helps to release your lower back. Then extending your arms and legs really wide on your mat, stretching out your abs. Taking some nice deep breaths. A full body stretch here. Taking one more breath in and one more breath out. Start to bring your legs up towards the sky, and you're gonna like crunch up and try to hold on to your feet. If you can't reach your feet, you can hold on to your calves. It's like a lying down forward fold. You can bring your hips up a little bit if you would like to. Really flexing your feet towards your face. Then bending your knees, coming into happy baby. Trying to get your tailbone and your shoulders down on the mat. And then holding on to your toes with your peace fingers, you can extend one or both legs. This is stretching more into your inner thighs. You can rock side to side a little bit. Coming back to center, hugging that right knee in, extending your left leg out, and rock your right knee from side to side. Holding on behind your thigh, extending your leg up towards the ceiling. Point and flex your foot. Then take some ankle circles. And go back the other way. Bring that knee back into your chest, and then bring that knee across over towards the left for a twist. Looking over your right arm. You can press down on your leg with your left arm if you would like to. Coming back to center, switching sides, extending that right leg, pulling that left leg in and rocking your knee side to side. Holding on behind your thigh, extending that leg up towards the ceiling. Point and flex your foot. Then taking some ankle circles. And going back the other way. Bring your knee into your chest, and then bringing it across over towards the right, looking over your left arm. Stretching out and releasing your lower back here. Coming back up to center, crossing that right ankle over your left thigh, reaching through and grabbing onto your left leg, pulling your legs in towards you for reclined pigeon. Keep flexing that right foot to help protect your knee. Then switching sides, bringing that right leg in towards you, crossing over with your left leg. You can rock side to side again. Releasing that, bringing your feet down to the mat with your feet together and knees wide. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Just feeling your breath under your hand. Completely relaxing here. Really thank yourself for making this time for your mind and your body today. You can stay here or start to extend your arms and your legs, taking up as much space as you would like to, knowing that all your hard work is done and all you have to do is relax in Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen your breath, wiggling your fingers and your toes, stretching your arms over your head for one final full body stretch. Bringing your knees in towards you, giving yourself a big hug, rocking side to side. Rolling over onto your right side. Pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat with your hands at heart center and your eyes closed. Thank you so much for coming and practicing with me today. The light in my heart honors and cherishes the light inside of each and every one of yours. Namaste. Thank you all so much for coming to Yogalates. I hope you liked it. I'm going to stop the recording now, so if anyone wants to stay and talk or ask any questions, I'd love to talk to you. And I hope that everyone's having a really good